How is it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its Black Friday sale, and I am here to take a look at some of the deals under $10. Now, with the Black Friday sale, you guys, it's a lot of the marquee titles that are going on sale, so this is gonna be a bit of a retread, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're ready to get out the keyboard fingers and it's the same games again, I'm telling you right now, you might want to just click off the video. We got the links in the description box. Check them out for yourself, and you know, there's always new people watching these videos and people checking out these games, and they're worthwhile anyway. So with that being said, let's get right into it, and let's start off with what is always, whenever it gets to this price point, gonna be one of the best deals in whatever sale it's a part of. That is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, 90% off for $5.99. You got Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. What a trilogy of games. This is BioWare before they were absolutely washed, and this is why this franchise is a big reason why people really revered, why BioWare became as revered as they were. And remember that they were putting out the Dragon Age games in between the Mass Effect games. I don't even know what their workflow was like back in the day, but it was insanity. Mass Effect 1 obviously does show its age a little bit. It's still a worthwhile game to go through. Mass Effect 2, in my opinion, one of the greatest games of all time. I often talk about Red Dead 2, Witcher 3 being in the pantheon of the greatest games of all time. Throw Mass Effect 2 in there as well because the game is outstanding and it still holds up as one of the greatest experiences in gaming history. Mass Effect 3 is a really good game. I know that, you know, it's kind of slighted because of its ending, and, you know, I feel like any game with a heavy narrative emphasis and it's the end of a trilogy, if the ending doesn't land, I mean, it should be criticized for that, but overall, it's still a great game. The entire trilogy for $5.99 is stellar. Highly recommended. Just a great pickup. Next up, we have Yakuza Like a Dragon, 60% off for $7.99. I love Yakuza Like a Dragon, and this is a fine game to start off playing the RGG titles. It introduces a new main character in Ichiban. You've got a new cast of characters. Will there be some callbacks, and will you appreciate the game a little bit more if you played the other Yakuza titles? Absolutely, but for the most part, you're still gonna enjoy the game, and narratively, it's phenomenal. Like, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I put it at the highest tier of RGG narratives that they've put out. I definitely throw in like Judgment 1 in there, definitely put like Yakuza Kiwami in there, but nevertheless, Yakuza Like a Dragon is tremendous from a narrative standpoint, and Ichiban is such a great character. I sometimes get a little bit of heat whenever I say I like Ichiban better than Kiryu, but Ichiban's a great character, and for me, like, the lovable goof is always gonna be a character that I resonate with, and Ichiban is exactly that. And love the game, and the $7.99 for a great pickup there for sure. Batman the Arkham Collection, 90% off for $5.99. I would say more than anything, if there is a deal that I often see people being annoyed as a repeat deal, Batman Arkham Collection is that. But like, what do you guys want me to do? You know, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, all for $5.99. And remember, this is also before Rocksteady got absolutely washed. Like, Rocksteady is cooked, they're beyond cooked, but their work on the Batman Arkham titles from 2009 to 2015, tremendous work that they did here. And Arkham Asylum still holds up pretty well. Arkham City is my favorite of the trilogy, and Arkham Knight, you know, is a great game as well. I know back in the day, some people were down on the Batmobile sections, but man, that game still looks great and it plays great. And Arkham Knight, if you go on social media sometimes and you see people comparing, you know, games from a decade ago to games now, Arkham Knight is one of the go-to games. Like, it came out 10 years ago, but it still is one of the best looking games you can come across. $5.99 on that fantastic pickup there. Also $5.99 is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, 85% off for $6, like I said. Great game. I love Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's the introduction of Cal as a character, obviously spawned a sequel in Jedi Survivor, and Respawn is working on the third game, which will be the conclusion of this trilogy, which is a bummer because I love these games. Like, I have no care in the world for the overarching Star Wars narrative, but I am very invested into Cal's story, and I really liked him as a character. I thought Jedi Fallen Order was a great game outside of the atrocious map layout, you know, some of the puzzles I wasn't crazy about, but from a combat standpoint, visual standpoint, narratively, really strong game, and for $5.99, a great pickup there as well. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered is 60% off for $9.99. Loved Final Fantasy X and X-2. Even X-2, yes, I am one of those people that defend X-2. Yes, is X-2 as good as the original 10? No, but is it still a solid game? Yeah, yo, it's a solid game. Like, I don't get this intense criticism for 10-2. I still think it's a pretty decent game. Final Fantasy X, even if this was just Final Fantasy X for $9.99, that would be worth it, because Final Fantasy X is in the upper echelon of the best JRPGs ever released. I mean, Final Fantasy X is a tremendous game. The battle theme lives rent-free in my head. The story is really good. I love the sphere grid as well. I like that layout, and yeah, some of the animations are a little bit stiff, some of the voice acting isn't great. It is an early PS2 title, but really was, for a lot of people, the coming out party for the PlayStation 2 to see visuals like that back in, I think it was 2001 when this game came out. Insanity. But yeah, $9.99 on that. Also $9.99, we do have Assassin's Creed Origins Gold Edition, 90% off, so you get the DLC with this as well. Great pickup. You guys already know how I feel about the newer Assassin's Creed games, but Origins was still a fairly fun time. It's just like, I remember when I was going through this game, felt it getting a little bit grindy, to say the least, as far as being the right level all the time and whatnot. And yeah, the game incentivizes you to do all the side content, but you know, side content is there, not to be forced on the player. And I feel like with AC Origins, sometimes it just felt like I had to go do it, and a lot of it is mundane. Like, naturally, a lot of the Assassin's Creed content at this point in time is pretty mundane, but Origins is still a solid game. I like the setting. Most people like Bayek as a character. I'm not crazy about him, but yeah, $9.99 on it. I think it's a pretty good deal, so check that out. Mafia, the Definitive Edition, is 85% off for $5.99. Great deal on Mafia, the Definitive Edition, a game that I really enjoyed. However, Hangar 13, you guys just got to take the L on doing racing missions. You couldn't do it in Old Country. You couldn't do it in Mafia Definitive Edition. Just, yo, do the next Mafia game, no racing missions, alright? Yeah, y'all gotta throw in the towel as far as that's concerned. But from a narrative standpoint, Mafia is great. And if you don't want to spend the bread on Old Country, the original for $5.99, this is a solid remake that I would recommend. Dying Light Definitive Edition, 80% off for $9.99. Really solid deal on Dying Light 1. It's a great open-world action title. Survival horror as well, but you know, I wouldn't say the game gets super scary, although the nighttime in Dying Light, I think, is great. What I will say is what I really liked about Dying Light is the open world. It has some size to it, but it's not overwhelming, and the density to the open world, I think, is great. You know, going from rooftop to rooftop and everything being climbable, I think they did that really well. Narratively solid. You get the following DLC here as well. Solid pickup there. BioShock the Collection is $9.99. I mean, this is a classic. I don't know if BioShock 4 will ever really come to fruition. Hopefully it does, but we'll always have BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite. And I often say BioShock Infinite is an absolute banger. I loved BioShock Infinite, and I know that game went through quite a bit of development turmoil as well, but BioShock Infinite was such a good game, and BioShock 1 was really good, and BioShock 2 was a really great game as well. I know most people like BioShock 1 the best. You know, it's my second favorite, and then BioShock 2 third, but yeah, BioShock 2 very much is like Batman Arkham Knight, where a lot of people, you know, agree Batman Arkham Knight is probably the weakest of the main Batman Arkham trilogy, but BioShock 2 is still a really great game, just like Arkham Knight is still a really great game. Yeah, $9.99 for the BioShock Collection, always a good pickup there. With the success of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and a lot of people picking that up, I should give a mention to Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition, 80% off for $7.99. Now, there are some rumblings that this is gonna get a PS5 upgrade. I don't know whether or not I believe them, just because I feel like I've been hearing about them for quite a while. But this game desperately needs a PS5 upgrade, and just do the work, get it upgraded on PS5 if you can, get it to 60 frames per second, running better, and I think a lot more people will check it out. I do, and I also think that'll benefit Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because I definitely know that there are some people that want to play through KCD 2, but they want to play the first game, but then they hear the first game is locked 30 frames per second, and it doesn't run the best, and they don't want to check out KCD 1, and then they ultimately don't check out KCD 2. Get this game upgraded, and I think a lot more people will check it out, and then also it'll lead to better success for KCD 2, although KCD 2 is doing very well, but you get the idea. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is also a really great game. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is like orders of magnitude better, but KCD 1 still set the foundation, and it's got a great historical setting, and if you want to go through the story of the first game, you know, they do have a recap in KCD 2, but KCD 1 for $7.99 is definitely a good pickup. With all the DLC, this will be a pretty lengthy undertaking, so keep that in mind as well, but a good price on that. Next up, we have Metro the Saga bundle, 85% off for $8.99. $9.99. The Metro games, I feel like, are really well done narrative-driven first-person shooters. They're not super lengthy. You can complete them in 8 to 10 hours. Exodus is a little bit longer, but overall, they are really, really well done games. And I just remember going through Metro 2033 and Last Light and being blown away by the atmosphere in those games, the immersion. It was so well done in that regard. The gameplay's solid, but I think the tension and the atmosphere that they build, really, really incredible. And with the Saga bundle, you do get the Exodus Gold Edition. $8.99 on that is just a banger of a deal, so definitely recommend that. Persona 4 Golden is 50% off for $9.99. I get it, Persona 4 is getting remade. That remake is going to be $70, and I still think, you know, playing through the originals are worthwhile, and you can play Golden, and then you can play the remake. I get that the idea of playing through an 80-hour JRPG twice is a little bit daunting, but I still think the original is going to be worth a pickup, and Golden, like, I feel like it holds up decently well. It was a PlayStation 2 game, got ported to the PS Vita. It's an incredible game. I know a lot of people that think P4 is the best out of the three Persona, the main three Persona games, you know? Persona 1 and 2 gotta get the short end of the stick, but nonetheless, $9.99 on that. Plague Tale Innocence, 75% off for $9.99. You want to talk about great narrative-driven games? Man, Plague Tale Innocence is exactly that. This game is remarkable from a story standpoint, and what I loved about this game is a lot of narrative titles just inherently with how to build up a story, you need a couple hours for things to really get going. Plague Tale Innocence gets going within 30 minutes, and it's a banger from start to finish from a narrative standpoint. The atmosphere in this game is phenomenal, the direction that the game takes, and the darker tone of it. It's just such a great game. Play this, then play Plague Tale Requiem, then get ready for a Plague Tale Story that's coming out in 2026. That should be great as well. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, 80% off for $9.99. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Like I said, it's one of the greatest video games of all time, and we're north of a decade since Witcher 3 came out as well, which is insane to think about, but it's a phenomenal, phenomenal game. The expansions and the DLC are quite good as well. Definitely a worthwhile pickup there, and a lot of content there, and a lot of worthwhile content as well. Like, the optional content in Witcher 3 I felt was really well done. PS5 upgrade is great as well. $9.99 on that. And then It Takes Two is 75% off for $9.99. Look, Split Fiction is awesome, but Split Fiction is also $40 still. $9.99 gets you It Takes Two, and It Takes Two also has the great co-op gameplay design that Hazelight is known for, and I think they did a blow-away job with Split Fiction, but It Takes Two was a really solid one as far as how the game was designed as well. You do need this thing called a friend to play through the game with, but if you can find one of those, they're a little bit of a rarity these days. Very much worthwhile to go through, and once again has the same, you can invite somebody to play with you for free, so that's always great as well. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available right now as a part of PlayStation Store's Black Friday sale. All of these deals under the price of $10. Links to all of them in the description box below. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.